Hello, today I would like to go over a really great resource that you can utilize when you're working with your alternately assessed students on the Math Essential Element 30A.4, which is solving addition and subtraction problems when the result is unknown, or a Math Essential Element 3NBT.3, which is counting by tens using models such as objects. So I want to share with you this really great website I found called education.com. It is super easy. You log in with your email. You can use your DOE email. You can use your personal email. Super simple. And you have free access to a ton of online games and printable worksheets, right? So I wanted to share with you all the different options that you have here. It is fantastic. It is a fabulous website. It has so much at your fingertips and just provides extra resources for us to utilize, and even things that we can then modify and differentiate for our students, but it gives us a base to work from, and everything is aligned to grade and it's aligned to subject. So I think it's super fantastic. I really, really like it. I really like the games they provide as well. The graphics are pretty good for an online game, so I think it could be really fun and it could be a really great asset to add into your lessons when you're working with your students in the virtual classroom. Maybe when you're providing some independent practice, after they complete a worksheet, they could work on a game, or vice versa. They can do a game and then practice the skill they just worked on in the game with a worksheet. So, however you want to embed it into your current lesson, but just providing some different activities for our students to utilize. And I think this is a great website to do it, especially because it's free access, right? So let's take a look. You'll see here there's so much to look at. We have printable worksheets, online games, right? So if we go and look at all these games, when you toggle on a game, it gives you a little example of what the game is about, right? It gives you a little synopsis. So practicing geometry basics, and it also tells you it's kindergarten and what it is, right? So if we're looking at third grade, we're gonna go right down here, click on third grade, and all the third grade appropriate games will pop up, right? And we didn't click on math just, so we want to click on that. So now only math games will pop up, right? So you'll see there is reading and writing and math, some coding and typing. So just so you see, for our sake, we're going to work on some math. So all the third grade math games will pop up here. You'll see we have flipping pancakes, right? 3-digit borrowing, candy shop arrays, worm sandwich fractions, 2 and 3-digit addition. So many different options. Something I had checked out was roadblock addition within 30, or within 20. So let's take a look at this. And I'm going to show you how simple it is. And what's really nice is, as a teacher, you can very simply go into any game and you can play it first before you even assign it to your students. So you'll get a nice handle to see if the game is appropriate for your students, if it's something they can manage, if it aligns to the lesson that you're working on and the skills that you want to practice within your lesson. Again, it gives you an example over here of what it's about. So he's going on a road trip, blah, blah, blah. And it's regrouping addition problems within 20. So they give you a little character to start off with. You'll see here you can assign this. If you create classrooms, you can assign it to your students, and you can put your students in a classroom and just assign it, so that's something they can use for independent work. And let's check out this game called Roadblock. So it'll load, and I'll go through, one or two examples with you just so you check it out.
Rolly's hit a roadblock on his trip. Use the laser to blast the rocks and continue on the road by regrouping addition problems to make them easier. Tap to move blocks so that there are 10 blocks in one of the columns.
So you'll see here we want to just double click on a block to move it. And what I like is it doesn't rush you through. You have to click on done before you move on to the next step. And I like that a lot, because if we're working with our students and you're modeling for them, if you want to go through the lesson first with them, you can show them exactly what to do, model it first, talk about what's happening, explain it, ask how many blocks are in one column, how many are in another column, and go through and check it out, right? You could really talk to your students, engage with them as you're showing this on your screen, right? You can share your screen to give them a model of what it is they'll be practicing on their own. So now let's click on done.
Add the two columns of blocks together, then enter the sum.
So now you'll see there are two different ways we can get to our sum, right? It explains by using 10 plus 7, 8 plus 9. So we're going to have our answer. We're going to click on our answer here. Again, you can talk about it. What do you know? Ask your students what's going on. And then you click on OK.
There's another roadblock up ahead. Get ready for more addition.
And there you go. And you keep doing the same thing and go through it, right? So a really great feature. I love this game. I think it's awesome. It's appropriate for first, second, and third grade. It tells you all the different subjects. And right down here, it tells you your Common Core. I know we're using essential elements, but it gives you all those standards-based alignment, right? So now I also want to show you very quickly, if you search around on education.com, we also have worksheets, right? So you can do the same thing when you're looking for worksheets. You can go right in, search by grade, then you can search by subject, and it just gives us an extra resource, an extra thing to have in our toolbox if we were looking for any sort of double-digit addition and subtraction practice. We can just click on it. We can assign this to them as well. We can download it if we wanted, right? You can modify this if you wanted to download it into a PDF and provide some visuals for your students so they can count, some visual supports, whatever they're using when they are using double-digit addition or subtraction, right? So just so that you don't have to start from scratch, it gives you somewhere to start from. And so I just wanted to share this really awesome resource with you, and you'll see if you click on it and if you go right in, and what your parents will see if your parents log your students in is they'll be given a little prompt down here, and it'll ask if they received a login code. So that's what you'll get when you're able to sign up and you provide your classes and you go through and do all that. So your parents can click there to get them started. Like I said, you can play the games by sharing your screen with the students. You can assign them once you have classes. You can download some worksheets. So tons of different things available, all for free on education.com. Check it out. See if it helps your class or any of your students in your classroom. See if it's a good resource for your students to utilize. Have them play around with some extra games for some practice, some repeated practice. So check it out, see what you think, and I hope that you can find something in their entire resource file cabinet that could work for your students, and I hope your students enjoy it and have some fun playing some math games and maybe some different ways of doing different math skills and strategies. So hope you can use it, and I hope your students have fun doing so.